students, this is Dr. Bhargav presenting here for you chapter number 1, Development from Economics portion of your social studies. Student, the beauty of this chapter is that it will not only introduce you with certain concepts such as national development, but also make you aware, make you conscious about your own self-development. And mark my words, students, after watching the video, I really want you to think about your own personal development goals and work hard on that, because that's the only way to success. Let's get going.
Hi, student, do you know the difference between growth and development? Well, growth refers to an increase in size evident through physical changes. For example, as a child, we increase in height and weight. We are experiencing a growth process. To this contrary, development refers to a process of gradual transformation. It is an improvement in the level of functioning like our skills, education, knowledge. So we can conclude that development is increase in our education, knowledge, IQ, intelligence, income level or standard of living. So we can say that growth is a natural phenomena wherein development refers to our overall efforts taken by us or our family members. Student, don't you think that the idea of development or progress has always been with us? As a student, when we are in college, when you are going to be in college, then definitely you'll have lack of money. But then, as you work hard, you'll get a good job. So you'll now have a more secure future. You'll have money now with you. So your living standard would be a much better. But then finally, when you earn a lot of money in your life and you become a successful person, you'll enjoy even more luxury. So development as our age increases has always been an integral part for hard and successful people. Student, I really wanted to ask this question to you. Do you think in our student life, do we also have some development goals? I really want you to share your development goals, and if you are still not aware about your own goals, then I want you to pause the video and try to think what development goals you have for your life, especially in your student life. So let's discuss what are the common development goals of a student life. As a student, we can have freedom as a goal. हम अभी जिस लाइफ में आप सभी टीनेज लाइफ में हैं, तो डेफिनेट है कि आप अपनी फ्रीडम बहुत ज़्यादा चाहते हैं, बिकॉज एज अ पेरेंट योर पेरेंट्स अंडरस्टूड कि हाँ, आप में काफ़ी ज़्यादा आप पे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस की ज़रूरत होती है, अदरवाइज यू मे गेट डाइवर्टेड. सो अगर हम पर्सनली बात करें तो स्टूडेंट्स या टीनेजर्स के मन में होता है दे वांट मोर फ्रीडम. उनको कहीं भी आने जाने की फ्रीडम, उनका एक गोल होता है कि मैं कॉलेज में चला जाऊंगा, तब मेरा गोल होगा कि मैं कहीं भी आ जा सकूं, मैं अपनी मन मर्जी से अपने पैसे स्पेंड कर सकूं. Similarly, some students can have sports as their development goal. Some can pursue some professional course because they have good career as their development goal. कुछ अनोखे स्टूडेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनको गैजेट्स इकट्ठा करने का बहुत शौक होता है. So they want their life to be filled with lot of gadgets. They want to be around those gadgets. कुछ बहुत ही साइंटिफिक गैजेट्स, टेक्नोलॉजी में इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं. Then last but not the least, there are some students who really are looking for some peace as their development goal. वो अपनी लाइफ में एक सुकून चाहते हैं. So likewise, there can be variety of development goals in our student life as well. Student, now I have one more question. Give any two example of development goal of the people Now development goal of the people, what I mean is a mature person के क्या development goal होते हैं. I'm just asking you two. There can be thousands of development goals. So just pause the video and try to answer this question. Well, see, freedom, peace, as we have discussed right now, freedom, peace, a good house, rich bank balance, improve health, literacy level, good career can be the sum of the development goals of the people. इसके अलावा भी होते हैं. Some people want to go around the world, visit around the world. उनका ये एक development goal होता है. Some people want कि उनका एक public speaking में वो बहुत ज़्यादा आगे जाएं. Some people want कि वो sports में बहुत ज़्यादा जाएं. So there can be a number of development goals on a personal basis. Now, I have loads of questions which are arising in your mind, so that is why I'm asking you. Student, can you think of a situation wherein people can have conflicting development goals? And I want you to support this statement with suitable example. So, conflicting development goal. Conflicting development goal क्या होता है, student? Try to understand this term with the help of this picture. Now these two boatsmen, they have a conflicting goal, because if say this person wants to move in the east direction, but this person wants to move in west direction, and you very well know that these two situations cannot occur simultaneously. So students, these are the situations that arise and they are said to be as conflicting goals. Because these goals that two persons are carrying, they are contrasting and they cannot took place simultaneously. एक साथ नहीं हो सकते. So again I continue with my question. So people can have conflicting development goals. Support the statement with suitable example. Well students, conflicting goals means the development goal of a particular person or a group is harmful and opposite to another person development goal. I repeat, conflicting goals means that development goal of a particular person, यानी एक इंसान का development goal किसी सोसाइटी या दूसरे पर्सन के लिए हार्मफुल है, उसके टोटली कॉन्ट्राडिक्टिंग है. जो सोसाइटी का डेवलपमेंट गोल है वो इस पर्सन का हार्मफुल है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इसकी बहुत अगर हम कॉमन एग्जाम्पल की बात करें, a rich businessman can have development goal of erecting a large dam. एक बिजनेसमैन है, वो एक बहुत बड़ा डैम खड़ा करना चाहता है. But this development goal is conflicting to persons like farmer. अगर उनके farmers के खेत आसपास हुए तो वहां पे flood से उनका agriculture का बिल्कुल spoil होना निश्चित है. So farmer की development goal और इस businessman की development goals में बहुत फर्क है. So how will you write the answer? Conflicting goals means the development goal of a particular person or group is harmful and opposite to another person development goal. A rich example you may narrate, a rich businessman can have development goal of erecting a large dam. This development goal is conflicting to persons like farmer who want to do farming as erecting dams, being loose of farming land and farmers. There can be many situations like this. एक चोर है, उसका development goal है वो जितनी ज़्यादा चोरी कर सके, जितना ज़्यादा पैसा कमा सके. But this development goal is harmful to the society and it is totally contradictory to them. I can give you lot many examples of conflicting goals from real life stories as well. See, there can be a situation that what may we call a development for some may turn out to be a destruction for others. For example, in case of Sardar Sarovar Dam built over Narmada River, it led to major evacuation of the tribe near the Narmada River, and as a result the tribe even lost their lands and homes. This development of Sardar Sarovar Dam turned out to be a destruction for tribes. Another example is Singrauli. It's basically on the border of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. In Singrauli region, you'll be surprised to know students and more than 2 lakh people have been displaced on different occasions. I remember firstly it was Rihad Dam. It was constructed, and after that a series of thermal power plants by National Thermal Power Corporation were constructed. No doubt that Singrauli has illuminated the life of many urban centers, but it has also seen its native people in endless darkness, grappling to overcome the trauma of displacement. So we can see that development in Singrauli led to the destructions of its own people. Now what do you think, which country is more developed? And how can you say that if you compare India with that of USA, like USA is more developed. Now what are the different parameters? How will you calculate on which you measure national development? Well, for your information students, national development means development of nation. National development refers to ability of a nation to improve the life of citizen. मतलब आपके यहाँ के लोगों की लाइफ कितना इम्प्रूव होती है वो पैरामीटर. नेक्स्ट, इंक्रीज द literacy rate of India, increasing in sources of resources, increasing in democratic rights. तो ये जो लिविंग स्टैंडर्ड है, लिटरेसी रेट है, हेल्थ, इवन हेल्थ को भी आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, मोर्टेलिटी रेट को आप कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं, या कितने रिसोर्सेज हैं कंट्री में. ये सारे पैरामीटर्स से आपको पता लगता है कि एक नेशन कितना डेवलप हो रहा है. Even it also includes full growth and expansion of our industries. एग्रीकल्चर को आप ले सकते हैं, एजुकेशन को आप ले सकते हैं, सोशल, रिलीजियस एंड कल्चरल इंस्टीट्यूशंस को भी आप ले सकते हैं. मतलब अगर आप किसी नेशन को आप मेजर कर रहे हैं कि कौन सा नेशन डेवलप है, कौन सा नहीं है, तो आपको किन किन पैरामीटर्स पे स्टडी करना पड़ेगा. आपको उसकी लिटरेसी रेट पर करना पड़ेगा, आपको उसके एजुकेशन सिस्टम पे करना पड़ेगा, इंडस्ट्रीज, एग्रीकल्चर, सोशल, रिलीजियस एंड कल्चर इंस्टीट्यूशंस पे भी आप मैप कर सकते हैं. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पैरामीटर्स ऑन विच यू कैलकुलेट नेशनल डेवलपमेंट. The first and the foremost parameter that is considered to calculate national development is average income. Now, if you see at this table, then you see let's say there are two countries, countries A and country B. आप इनकी मंथली इनकम देखिए, इसका 9,500, 10,500, 9,800, 10,000, 10,200. On the contrary, अब सेकेंड कंट्री को देखिए, 500, 500, ऑल ऑफ अ सडन 48,000 उसके पास आ गया कहीं से. सो इन दैट केस स्टूडेंट्स, आपका जो एवरेज है वो दोनों का सेम आ रहा है फॉर कंट्री ए एंड कंट्री बी. तो आप क्या कहेंगे कि दोनों कंट्री इक्वली डेवलप हैं? नहीं, कंट्री ए ऑलरेडी डेवलप थी, लेकिन कंट्री बी में अब बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट की रेट बढ़ी है. वो 500 से सीधा 48,000 पर आया है. यहां पे सब कंसिस्टेंट था, नियरली 10,000 के आसपास था, तो इसकी डेवलपमेंट रेट कम है. लेकिन यहां पर 5th मंथ में आकर इस कंट्री ने बहुत सारा डेवलपमेंट किया है, एंड दैट इज वाई 5 मंथ्स का जो एवरेज है दोनों का सेम आ रहा है. लेकिन यू डज नॉट से कमेंट कि दोनों ही कंट्री की इक्वली डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है. इनफैक्ट सेकेंड कंट्री का 5th मंथ के बाद बहुत जबरदस्त, 4th से 5th मंथ में बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट हुआ है. सो एवरेज इनकम इज अ यूजफुल कंपैरिजन, but it also hides disparities. Now if I raised a question to you, like what is a development of a country can be generally determined by, then I give you options like per capita income, literacy rate, average literacy level, health status of the people, and the fourth option I'll give you all of them. Then your answer should be all of the above. Student, let me explain you all these terms: per capita income, literacy rate, health status, one by one. Now the first criteria to measure national income is per capita income. Per capita income measures the average income earned per person. मतलब अगर हम उदयपुर की बात करते हैं तो उदयपुर में जो एवरेज इनकम है पर पर्सन की वो होती है पर कैपिटा इनकम. एंड इन अ गिवन एरिया इन अ स्पेसिफाइड ईयर, ये आपको बात बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पता होनी चाहिए कि ऐसा नहीं है कि पर कैपिटा इनकम हमेशा की. पर कैपिटा इनकम एक टाइम बाउंडेड स्पेसिफिक होता है. It is calculated by dividing the area total income by its total population. Per capita income is national income divided by its population size. अगर हम इंडिया की बात करें तो इंडिया का जो टोटल नेशनल इनकम है divided by the population gives us per capita income. Let's try to understand with the help of an example. Let's say 5 लोग हैं, 1 2 3 4 5, and mention below are their average income: $25, $10,000, $25,000, $10,000, $10,000, $16,000, $21,000. अगर अब हमें इस केस में पर कैपिटा इनकम निकालना है, so we'll add up the total income of all the 5 people and then divided it by 5. So we'll get the per capita income. It's the question time. What is the main criteria used by the World Bank in classifying different countries? Student, as you already know, World Bank is an international financial institution that provides loans and grants to the government of poorer countries for the purpose of pursuing capital projects. Student, now World Bank has a requisition of classifying the countries. So what is the criteria that you are using is per capita income. वर्ल्ड बैंक अपने दुनिया की सारी कंट्रीज को पर कैपिटा इनकम के बेसिस पे 3 कैटेगरी में उन्होंने क्लासिफाई किया है. These are the statistics from the year 2018. The countries with per capita income of US $12,236 per annum were declared or above were declared rich countries, and the country with per capita income of $1,005 or less are referred as low income countries, and in between they call that as middle or low middle income countries. So you can note down the statistics for rich country, middle income countries and low income countries, and accordingly they take actions, or they used to grant loans and all. But there is a limitation of using per capita income as a criteria for national development. Let's count it one by one. The economy of the country cannot determine the development of a country. I really 100% agree with this. कि कंट्री की खाली इकोनॉमी के बेसिस पे आप उसकी डेवलपमेंट का अंदाजा, आप सारा कुछ उसकी इकोनॉमी के बेसिस पे आप उसके डेवलपमेंट को स्केल करें, मेजर करें. आई डोंट एग्री विद दिस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर वहाँ के लोग बहुत ही लिटरेट हैं या वहाँ का एजुकेशन का बेसिस या हेल्थ के पैरामीटर्स बहुत अच्छे इंप्रूव हो रहे हैं, एज सच क्योंकि कंट्री के पास इतने रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, तो वो इकोनॉमी वाइज में भी दे आर नॉट डेवलपिंग दैट मच, बट वहाँ के हेल्थ एंड वहाँ की लिविंग जो सोसाइटल रिलेशनशिप है वहाँ पर वो बहुत स्टेबल हैं. दे आर ग्रोइंग हेल्दी, दे आर बिकमिंग हेल्दी. तो ऐसे पैरामीटर्स को पर कैपिटा इनकम कंसिडर नहीं करता है. Secondly, information about the unequal distribution of income is also not mentioned by World Bank. अब let's say कि इंडिया में 10% लोग ही ऐसे हैं जहाँ पर कैपिटा इनकम बहुत ज़्यादा हाई है, एंड 30% लोग ऐसे हैं जो कि बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन रह रहे हैं। तो एवरेज अगर आप देखेंगे तो वो कुछ मिसलीनियस मिसलीडिंग फिगर देगा। सो दैट इज अ रॉन्ग इंडिकेशन। Thirdly, another important factor including literacy rate, infant mortality rate, मतलब बच्चों की 1 साल तक जो जिंदा रहने की रेट होती है, that is what we call as infant mortality rate. Then healthcare are ignored while classifying the countries. So these are the major drawbacks of using per capita income as a criteria to map national development. So definitely there is a need कि हम और भी कुछ क्राइटेरिया मेजर करें, डेवलप करें टू मेजर द नेशनल डेवलपमेंट। And that is why we come across another criteria which is literacy rate. Basically literacy rate क्या measure करती है? Ratio of literate population in the 7 and above age group, यानी 7 साल से ऊपर के कितने लोग literate हैं। I'll show it with the help of an example. Consider an hypothetical example. Basically, let's say there are 4 students. These 4 students, and out of them, all of them are 7 plus in age, and out of them only 2 are literate. So how do you calculate literacy rate? It's 2 upon 4 into 100, definitely, because we want it in percentage, so we need to multiply it with 100. So 2 upon 4 into 100 makes it 50% literacy rate. So I hope you are clear with the example कि per capita income के बाद second जो पैरामीटर आता है जिसे consider किया जाता है to calculate national development is to measure the proportion of literate population in the 7 and above age group. जो और पैरामीटर्स हैं in order to calculate national development, they are life expectancy at birth. Life expectancy at birth, it means average expected length of a life of a person at the time of a birth. मतलब जब वो पैदा हुआ है उस टाइम पर वो क्या एक्सपेक्टेंसी है, क्या क्या अंदाजा है कि वो कितने साल जिएगा। सो दिस इज लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी एट अ बर्थ। अगर हम इसको सिंपल भाषा में कहें तो उसकी जो एवरेज लाइफ है उसे हम लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी एट बर्थ कहते हैं। नेक्स्ट जो हम क्राइटेरिया नेशनल डेवलपमेंट के लिए कंसिडर कर सकते हैं, दैट इज ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एजुकेशन। इट शोज एनरोलमेंट रेशियो, मतलब कितने भर्ती हुए इन प्राइमरी एंड सेकेंडरी स्कूल और इन हायर एजुकेशन। तो आपने फ्रेंड्स ये देखा कि पर कैपिटा इनकम एक अच्छा मेजर है जिससे कि हम नेशनल डेवलपमेंट मेजर कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ हमें लिटरेसी रेट, लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी, एनरोलमेंट रेशियोज, ये कुछ और भी पैरामीटर्स हैं जो कि वी मस्ट कंसिडर इन ऑर्डर टू नो द एग्जैक्ट नेचर ऑफ नेशनल डेवलपमेंट। नाउ Human Development Index. Basically students, Human Development Index is a tool developed by United Nations to measure and rank countries based on the level of social and economic development. HDI, that is Human Development Index, UN use करता है in order to rank countries. HDI सिर्फ एक पर कैपिटा इनकम के बेसिस पे, जैसे कि वर्ल्ड बैंक करता है पर कैपिटा इनकम के बेसिस पे, सिर्फ उस बेसिस पे मेजर न करके there is a human development index that consider the average of, very important, it consider the average of life expectancy at birth, which is referred as life expectancy index. It also consider expected years of schooling, कितने साल बच्चा स्कूल जाता है, and then GNI, gross national income per capita, which is referred as GNI index. So it, in short, Human Development Index is a summary measure of the average achievement in key dimension of human development. मतलब ये एक summary index है जहां पर average लिए जाते हैं पढ़ाई के, that is knowledge के, decent standard of living के and healthy life के. I repeat, पढ़ाई के, हेल्दी लाइफ के एंड स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग के। ये 3 कीवर्ड्स हैं, पढ़ाई, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ system and standard of living. And for your kind information students, the HDI was created to emphasize, क्या पर्पस है पर कैपिटा इनकम को खाली कंसिडर क्यों नहीं करते वर्ल्ड बैंक की तरह? क्योंकि HDI ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स कंसिडर दैट पीपल एंड their capability should also be the ultimate criteria for accessing the development of a country and not only इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ। मतलब HDI ने की कंसिडर किया है कि ह्यूमन ग्रोथ के लिए खाली पैसे की ग्रोथ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं होती है, इनफैक्ट उनकी कैपेबिलिटीज इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर हेल्थ, इन टर्म्स ऑफ देयर नॉलेज शुड आल्सो बी कंसिडर्ड। सो बेटर क्या था, वर्ल्ड बैंक का क्राइटेरिया कि HDI का क्राइटेरिया? डेफिनेटली HDI का criteria has given us a more obvious view of the development, the national development that are taking place around. So here's a comparison chart. Development on the basis of World Bank, it focus only on per capita income. On the contrary, HDI, Human Development Report, which is also known as United Nations Development Program. Please consider the full form of UNDP. It's United Nations Development Program. UNDP एक information आपसे देना चाहती हूँ मैं कि UNDP work in almost 170 countries and their territories, and it's continuously helping to achieve the eradication of poverty and reduction of inequality of income, and that is why UNDP ने 3 criteria consider करे हैं. One is per capita income, second one is health, and third one is education. Student, this chart is very, very important from the chapter viewpoint. And last but not the least is sustainability of development. I hope you have read the term sustainability development. If not, then please understand sustainability का मतलब है हम present में चीजों को ऐसे use करते हैं, ऐसे exploit करते हैं कि हम आने वाली generations तक भी उन चीजों को available करा सके. That means an economic and wiser and properly managed use of resources in present time so that it does not hamper the ability of the future generation to meet those requirements from those resources. I really want to dictate it for you because the definition part is also very, very important. That sustainable development, friends, means a development in a manner that satisfies the demands of today without hampering or compromising the ability of the future generation. I repeat, without hampering or compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their needs by utilizing their resources. अगर मैं इसको सिंपल भाषा में कहूँ, इसका मतलब होता है resources को इस तरह यूज करो कि फ्यूचर जनरेशन भी उनको यूज कर सके. Do you think it's important? Yes, student, it is very, very important. It is important because of the reason that we may enjoy the gift of nature, but cannot think of our coming generations to live without such benefit. It become our moral duty, students, to use nature for the fulfillment of our need and not our greed. Our development, always remember in your life, our development should not hamper the needs of the future generation. You might have seen in the case of underground water, we have exploited the use of underground water, and now there are many places which are turning out to be a barren land. People are facing many difficulties. So it is always advisable that these natural resources should be used in a very efficient and proper manner without their wastage. I know they may be replenished by nature, but people living in the areas with surplus water reserve should take care of its conservation. And also, effort should be made not to overuse and degrade the quality of water. Rather, there's a serious threat of disappearance. And if suitable steps are not taken, especially on the wastage side, it can pose serious threat to the coming generations. So student, whatever resources we are using, whatever development goals we are setting for us, for our society, for our country, we should always keep in mind the sustainability of that resource and sustainability of our development for our coming generations. With this, I would like to end up the chapter here. But student, as I told you in the beginning, you must set a development goal for your life as well and focus on it, because that is the ultimate path or way to success. Thank you very much and wish you all the best.